Okay, sorry, that was about a second late. Sorry. Hi, guys, it's Ona and Dr. Vicky, and this is February 22nd, 2025, all about 222.
George Washington's real birthday.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Episode of Mystic Sisters. So, George Washington's birthday.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yes. And I had an uncle who has since passed who was born 2/22/1922.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. He
Wow.
was a veteran of the big one, World War II, and he came back changed. He came back
Yeah.
changed from that. Yeah.
There is big changes. I'm wondering how people are feeling about like Mars finally going direct. I'm for one am kind of happy about it.
Mm.
I well, the Mars retrograde is not good for me with an Aries moon.
Well, plus you had the added onus, I guess, onus of Neptune being opposite your Mars for so long.
Nightmare.
Yes, I
Right?
know. I had that experience in the Wayback Machine, and it sucked. It sucked. Hi,
Literally.
everybody. Steph and Sleuth Jill, Sherry, Wendy. Let's see, Paula.
Paula, Mimi.
Let's see, who else? Who did I miss? I don't want to miss nobody. Okay, good. I said everybody. Um, yeah, I mean, I just got back from grocery shopping.
How was your experience? Did you think you spent more money than you had budgeted for?
Um, Probably, yeah. It was expensive. Well, it's definitely more expensive, but we just, we eat what we eat, and we do a lot of. My husband is very frugal. He's a very frugal New Englander. And so whenever we buy something, we'll get like 3 meals out of it. We don't
Yeah.
just, So it is more expensive. But I mean, it's important what you put in your body, right? So you wanna try to get the freshest and the least,
Yeah.
toxic stuff.
I'm a big fan of the farmers markets in the summer, and there are a couple in the winter on Saturday and Sunday inside places that I should be visiting. But it wasn't far away for me to spend $7 on 12 eggs
Right.
from the farmers market, and
Right.
their meats
Right.
were
Yeah.
always more expensive. Thank God I didn't eat meat, but those kinds of things, those staples were always a lot more. So I don't when I shop for produce in the winter, I don't see as much of a difference. I just see a difference in quality.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
I do spend a lot on food. Colon cancer makes you think about everything you eat.
Yes.
And you develop a weird relationship with it, and you want to put good food in you,
Mm.
right?
So, Wendy says watching the town halls from Red Eastern Oregon is giving me some hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
People are mad.
Yeah.
People are mad. And
Mars
it's
direct.
huh?
Mars direct.
Well, yeah,
We
and
have no.
as it's been retrograde, it's been out of bounds. And when Mars is out of bounds, there's no restriction on it. And so a lot of what's been happening has felt like isn't somebody going to stop this? Well, yes. Yes. Now the things there start to be a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
And then I think because Mars is going direct and because it's in Cancer, and Cancer is such an emotional sign, there's going to be a huge wave of feelings and emotions that are going to March is going to be a very
I saw that
emotional.
video. I watched the video on Mars today, and the Mars is on the sun of the United States. So this is another like reserve some pages in that journal for March, because this is going to be a direct kind of month.
Yes. And then it's also, we have a lot of Cancer in our chart. So the next thing
Yeah.
it's going after, it's sort of, it's not, it's a little bit further past the sun, but still we can feel it. And then it's going to move over Mercury and opposing Pluto. And I think that's really when people are going to start, speaking out, so to speak. Even though they're already doing that. I mean, can you imagine being a Republican representative and having to face your constituency?
I would be afraid to get in my car in a parking lot that was surveilled.
Governors are starting to push back. Loved the governor from Maine. Yes. And also JJB
Yeah,
Pritzker.
JB, I'm a fan, and I did a video on him, a mental health spread, not because I want to find something wrong with him, because just look at the profile of somebody who seems like they got their shit together and has stayed out of jail. So that's kind of it. And his speech really settled my anxiety that I keep saying we can avoid, because we know that I'm going to close this window.
Okay.
We know
Wow. I remember those sounds from when I lived in the city.
Yeah, well, it's Saturday night, and there was a underwear run
I ain't got
on
no
Clark
fun.
Street today, so there's probably going to be all kinds of stuff with like people who are drunk in their underwear. It was one of those kinds.
It was 32 in Chicago. Everybody's running around in their underwear.
I'll send pictures. It's an annual fundraiser. Yes. They're starting up now. So as soon as March kind of rolls around, and then April when Wrigley Field opens up for the Cubs, that's it. I'm landlocked. That's it. It's very active. So yeah, this is some kind of weird underwear run today. Oh my God. Yeah, our JB Pritzker had some really calming words. I was talking to my kid about it, who's a big fan also, and said that speech made you feel better, because not just because it's so personal to home, but somebody said something that we've all been wanting to say in a very articulate way, without the inflection in the voice that makes you panic, right? And I could say the same things, but the words would be really different. And I get booted off every platform.
Yeah, well, yeah, you probably, yes, I've seen you on my Facebook page. I think maybe you should probably.
It's funny.
Not go in front of the microphones.
No. Sometimes, and it was nice. Like there's people backing us up. They hear what we're saying. They agree. They have to be strategic about it.
Yeah. You know what I watched last night, and I was bawling the whole time, of course. Becoming. Did you watch? Do you have Netflix?
No, I do not.
Oh yeah, Becoming. No. I could probably give you my. Well, anyway, we're not supposed to talk about that. But if you wanted to watch it, I don't know how that works, but I'm sure I could finagle Netflix. I really
don't watch that much TV. It's on for the news, and I will turn my head, or if something piques my interest, or if I smell something that like, oh, okay.
Oh, I smell something. I better check the news, right?
Well, when I hear a story about something, like, okay, that makes sense then. That was just the helicopters or something. And that's what I do. If I'm going to sit there, I'll have like the History Channel on, Travel, Nova, PBS. Nothing I would even need like cable for.
Right. Well, it's her documentary about the Becoming, the book, and doing all the PR and all that stuff. It was really, and how she during that process would go and talk to young people, and it's just such poise, such true care for her fellow human beings, and
Mhm.
it's just a beautiful thing.
What is the movie about?
It's about her book that she wrote, Becoming, and her
Mhm.
journey, like doing the what do you call that? You go and talking to this one, talking to that one,
Interviewing?
interviewing, like you know how you if you go on a book tour,
Hmm.
it's sort of the book tour thing. And then she talked about her mother and her father, and you got to meet her brother, and it was really kind of neat, you know, because I don't know that. I mean, I know a little bit about Michelle Obama, but I didn't know, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really
I didn't know you were talking about Michelle Obama. I was wondering, what is the book about? Yeah,
oh,
no,
Becoming. Yeah, Michelle Obama. Did I not say Michelle Obama? See, it's
she
very
is
possible.
royalty here. You can't like
I know. I know. South Side of Chicago.
you
She's a
can't like
homegrown girl.
roll your eye. Don't even.
Yeah, that's like saying you don't like Bruce Springsteen in New Jersey. It's like, what are you crazy, man?
But
What
we
are you
love
doing?
Michelle here.
Or Aerosmith in Massachusetts,
Yeah,
or the Wahlbergs.
yeah. It's a thing. Yeah,
Okay.
we have
So
Michelle.
as always, I pick a Mystic Sister card. Now, last week we
What you
got
got?
the Goddess of the Crossroads and having to make a decision. Um, what direction are you going in? What do we get today? We get Eris. Oh,
Yeah,
Eris. I'll read it to us. She's a troublemaker, that Eris.
just a little bit.
Okay, where's my little book? Okay.
This is gonna
I,
be.
I I put the lights so I look better, and I can't read a damn thing because it's so dark.
I'll
I
pull
think
it
I
up.
have to get my eyes checked. I'm really having trouble. Like it's like I've never had like so bad like seeing at night. Now it's getting worse.
You
Okay,
know,
turmoil.
yeah.
All right, this is the week ahead, guys. Sorry to say I picked Eris. Turmoil, discord, and corruption. Oh, this should be fun. I'm glad I brought it up. It says Eris is the goddess of chaos and discord. Drawing this card indicates that there is a high level of disorder in your personal reality. A matter important to you, to your well-being, is out of your control. Isn't that true? So very true. It's incredibly important to remember that the pulse of the cosmos vacillates between order and chaos. If the situation you are facing is truly out of your hands, it is time for you to release all feelings or guilt or responsibility. Trust the universe to put things in order. On the other hand, if you have the power to create harmony and set things right, then now is the time to do so. So, you know, we are sort of up against this sort of chaotic energy.
Love that card, by the way.
Yeah.
What where is Eris in the sky right now?
Always in Aries. But where exactly, I don't know. You'll have to just give me a minute. I'll take a look and see if there's
She's in
anything specific
Aries.
happening with Eris today.
She's
All
ruled
right.
by Mars. Mars is going direct. Okay.
Well, and then Mars in Cancer, right? Like the talk about like the anger of women
Bubbling.
bubbling up.
Bubbling. So pissed off.
Okay,
It's
let's
not
see
it's
here.
not cool.
All right, let's see where Eris is today. Eris is at 2432 of Aries. She is conjunct Chiron. Chiron is at 21. She is square Mars, widely square Mars, but square Mars. Oh, let's see what else here. She is sextile Ceres, the goddess. She Ceres at the last degree of Aquarius. Um,
Okay.
and almost exactly opposite Black Moon Lilith, which is another archetype of the pissed off feminine. And of course, Black Moon Lilith in Libra where she is right now is, being upset about things not being fair.
Yeah.
Things being
Well, they're
fair.
not fair right now.
No, they are not. It is
Not
not your imagination.
So I think the energy of Eris is very present. And if we're studying, we can appreciate the Eris energy, the Eris card right now, and understand Eris as an archetype. And when you hear it, you're going to remember how pissed off you were during this time, and you'll never forget that.
Yes.
Because, ooh, boy, I picked a protection card.
Ooh.
Star Brothers. Oh, can you see it?
Right. Yep, right there.
There you go.
Beautiful.
I have Horus.
Ooh.
Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. You are more protected than you can imagine. It's safe to open up your heart again.
I like that.
Okay.
Even with Eris, even with that Eris energy, I like that. Because the heart, the light is protective.
Yeah.
As well, but you have to move it through your body in and then out like this. So you bring in the light in.
And it's really, and I think we're getting a lot of practice in shutting our hearts down right now because of everything. It just makes you close down because you don't want to feel anymore.
Well,
right?
It's too overwhelming. You really do have to protect yourself in this energy. You can certainly have compassion for people, but at a certain point, you have to give yourself a break. You need to balance all that out. Today's energy is a 33 today, right? Today's the 33.
Yeah.
Today's the 22nd. So 222 is 24 and a 9-year, so 33. So we're in the 7 of Wands energy today, which is Leo. Standing up for yourself, being courageous, fighting off all comers. That's the energy of the day. And of course, 33 is a master number, master of compassion. So we need to have compassion for ourselves. Number one, us first, mask on first, right?
Yeah.
And then once we are full, then we can, spread the compassion. And this weekend or these last couple of days was CPAC.
Yeah.
With the crazy, CPAC's always a little bit nuts, but I think they had the golden idol of Trump a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was made of cheese or if it's made of gold or made of shit that they spray painted gold. That would be my guess.
I only caught like the back end of ridiculousness. I didn't see it, assess it, stop it, pause it, take a breath, try and feel what's going on. Because it wasn't like Elon High and it just like the whole thing was just part of a weird circus.
Well, it is. It's very performative. I think that whole thing is perform. Well, any of those. You know what I was thinking? One of the things that we have to do is we have to have rallies.
Yeah.
Like there's protest, right? We have to protest, but beyond that, like this came to me the other day. It's not just about protesting, but celebrating, coming together with people and celebrating the life that we have and how we can work together to make it better. I think that's something that also has to be added to the things. And I do think we're going to see a lot more people out on the streets and all that once the weather is more amenable to that. It's just so damn cold. It's dangerous to be out.
It's definitely different, and there's always a surge in activity when it gets warm out. Another reason why I don't drive anymore. I was one of those people that was active when it got warmer out. It's just the way things are. You've been sort of stuck, and then when you get out, you sometimes do stupid things like go for runs in your underwear. Yes, there were rumors of ketamine, and I don't know what the chainsaw thing was about, but apparently he has used props
Well,
uh,
there was the guy
for
down in, was
everything.
it Argentina, that got, who was gonna, he had the, he's one of these right wingdings, right? One of the right wingdings. Unfortunately, those guys are not gonna, we might get rid of ours, but although that's gonna be harder than it should be, but
I know, right?
those guys are not going anywhere. They're just gonna go all over the. It's just it's what I feel is happening in part is that we're reliving a lot of the past
Yeah,
in an attempt to see what it is that is working and what isn't working. So
yeah.
so it's not going to go on forever, and we're going to come out the other side of this. It would be interesting, and I might have mentioned this yesterday, last week, if things get really bad for Elon, if Trump doesn't throw him under the bus and become the hero.
Hmm.
I mean, you could do that, right?
Oh God, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I think
Yes.
it's short-lived, and the more outrageous, the shorter it's going to be around. And everything is so outrageous right now that there's
Well,
no
I think
way.
I think everything's happening fast.
Yeah.
Everything's happening at breakneck speed, and don't break your neck. Don't try to keep up with it. You
And
know.
it's not even like everything is actually going to happen. These are
Yeah.
those things that they throw out to tell you to, okay, if that didn't scare you, how about we take away this?
Right.
Oh, that doesn't scare you? Let's throw this on the table.
Right.
Is that getting close enough to, you know what I mean? It's like this is a mental torture technique to throw you off, to feed on your fear. JB said it in his speech that fear is what fuels this. Don't let them, you're not, don't be afraid of this. And in the meantime, he's petrified, I'm sure. This is what they do to break you.
Yeah.
And I fall right in, right? That's why I think my default coping mechanism has been taking naps like constantly, because I'm like, I have to tune out everything.
Well, I think the North Node being in Pisces ruling sleep. I think sleeping is a good. I certainly that's what I do when things are just too much. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a nap. You got to get out of the energy of it.
Yeah.
You have to your mind has to go where it's going to find peace, and if it's in sleep. I'm just glad I can sleep almost anywhere. My poor husband has so much trouble falling asleep.
Oh gosh, I could sleep. I could sleep okay. But
His
that's,
mind his mind never shuts off. It's a thing.
it's hard. You know what? And if you can sleep, that's good, honestly, because that's one of the things I do to override overwhelming sensory input is like shutting it all off. That's all I can do.
Yeah, depression does make you want to sleep more.
Yes. And
Yeah,
you know that I'm definitely in, I could fit in that notch very easily for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. I can see that. I can see
So
that.
I do need to remind myself not to overload on this, that it's going to affect me in a very negative way. Yes. Cooking good food, clearing away unwanted items, just like spring. It kind of there was a spring note for sure going on.
Has
It's happening.
anybody in the audience haven't had any issues getting getting let go of because of federal stuff? My one of my oldest friends, her son just took a job, a federal job. He's a um, engineer,
Yeah.
And he's been furloughed now. He left a job he liked so he could work in the government because they're that type of people. They want to be of service.
Yeah.
And then his girlfriend is from India, and she's on one of those H-1 visas, and her company is not going to take her, going to renew it.
Oh no.
So they're getting married. But they
Wow.
love each other. They've been going out for a while, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you
I have friends that were together for a long, long time and finally got married during COVID because they have both a place in Germany. He's from Germany and she's from here. So going back and forth and finding like we need to be spouses
yeah,
to fly
yeah,
to get Marty back here and for me to go there kind of thing. So that's when they got married because they sort of had to,
right.
in order to be granted access to flying. Same kind of thing. Like, okay, we'll just go get married. Like that's how they have to sort of skirt this, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I think the unemployment application, I think this was on the local news. It might not be national, but I'm not sure. Went up 450% to apply for unemployment insurance. I noticed in the neighborhood Facebook page that there are a lot of people who have reported that they're looking for something because they just got laid off. We're a stone's throw from downtown. So I'm sure there are a lot of people that did lose positions that were run by the government, the federal government. So we'll see.
Yeah, it is. It can be depressing, but we really have to, like when you find yourself getting into that place, you need to shut down and then start counting your blessings because there are things to be grateful for. Is it affecting, like you said this last week, I think, how is it affecting my life right now?
Right.
What's the next step I can take, right? Like we
Right.
have agency, and we certainly have agency over how we choose to respond to this. And the other thing is you have to remember that people take the information that's coming out and blow it up. Everything is getting blown up, right? Everything is a bombshell, bombshell, bombshell. It's like,
Yeah.
are we tired of bombs? At
Um,
least
Paula,
here it's not real bombs.
Paula clarified unemployment is usually provided by the state. So in Illinois, it went up 450%. Not surprised. And Christy said it's truly depressing. Every time there's an ounce of hope, those two evil clowns crush it. But there's always hope.
Yeah.
They can't take away your hope. So next week, you're not going to sell out your hope. You're going to still be in hoping.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all you have. But yeah.
And then what you have. And then what you have. I mean, there were times in my life when all I could do was get up and just start counting my blessings. Oh, I'm alive. I have another opportunity. And things get better. Things get better. You focus on the positive, things do get better, but not to the point where you're like, blowing sunshine and not paying attention to, oh, everything's going to be fine. Everything will be fine.
No, the
Not
universe
that.
is
Not
open
that.
to
You might
your
have to take some
assistance. Yeah. Yeah. It needs your help. The universe needs your help to, put those pieces together, right?
Yeah.
Stuff says one step, one day at a time. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what we have. I mean, that's honestly, we just have this moment. No, it's not,
Right?
nothing beyond this is guaranteed. So I'm glad that all you folks are sharing this moment with us because it means a lot to us.
I love that expression that Mary Huddleston says, this effing corporation media normalizing the Cirque de Merde.
Cirque de Merde.
Cirque de Merde.
Yeah.
Mary, I'm going to use that. I love it. Yes. Yes. I wouldn't watch this on American Horror Story. Like, I'd be like, I'm going to skip that one. It's like, it's not even that entertaining enough for me anymore. I used to love that series too. Oh,
Yeah, that's something I never watched. You know, that's something I didn't watch. Yeah. I
it's
don't watch a lot. I don't watch a lot of TV. My husband likes cooking shows, of course, and
yes.
fixing the house shows. But then if he watches the aliens, he likes the aliens and Sasquatch.
I get sucked into some UFO, alien, ghost stories, things, but I can't sit there and actually watch the whole thing. It's just like I said, if it's something that piques my interest, I will turn my head away from whatever else I'm doing. I have to have more than one thing going at a time.
Yeah.
Usually. It's so hard being me.
It isn't easy being green.
Oh my God. Yes. We're in the
Circus.
same storm, but not in the same boat. Prepare for what's coming. Hope for some profiles and courage. Yes. We're all profiles and
Well,
courage.
we are. Yes. The fact that we're even
Sitting
talking
here
about this.
going, right? Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. We're all courageous. And this is waking people up and reminding them what they have and what they could lose. It's important. It's important. There's a lot of waste in the government, but it's not in the IRS. It's not in the FDA. It's or the whatever whoever the Department of Education. How about the Pentagon? How about that?
There's no way that you can scrub all of these services in 3 weeks and find all these kinds of errors. You have to scrub these services for 3 years before you find a pattern, right?
Well, and a lot of the technology is old technology. Like I know the IRS
Yes.
is very old technology, which
Yes.
might have saved it in a way because these little nerds don't know how to get into the old stuff. They only know how to get into the
Yeah,
new
my
stuff.
understanding is they're required to give all that information back. Was
Oh
this
yeah, because they're going to do that. They wouldn't dream of. We'll see.
that's
Who's
what
going to hold them accountable? The FBI, Cash Patel? I doubt it.
I
But
don't know.
I could be wrong. Cash Patel could be the best thing that happens to the IRS. Did I
Yeah,
say IRS? I meant the FBI. Oh, shoot.
they're talking about Fort Knox. Hopefully they'll keep Leon out of Fort Knox.
You know
What
what I thought? They were talking
there?
about opening Fort
Like,
Knox. I'm like, they're going to go in and take a look. There's going to be nothing there.
what's he gonna do there? Like hoard masks and ventilators? What's he gonna do?
Huh? He wants to see the gold, I guess.
Yeah. What's he gonna do? Just sit in it, make a toilet out of it? What? Who
I'm
cares?
worried Cash Patel can't find his
Then
way
lock
out of
the
a paper.
freaking door.
Huh?
Right? Let him go in there and lock the door and let him just eat his way out of there. Let him
Yeah,
go.
like Midas, the King Midas, right?
It's one of those stories that's like, think about it. Who cares? And why are they telling you that? Well, because they want to throw you another, shiny object in the middle of the road.
He wants to steal the
What are you
gold
with it?
there.
He wants to steal any gold there. What's he going to do with it?
Stuff it in his pockets like the guy from New Jersey.
What's he going to do? So he takes all the gold out of Fort Knox. And what happens after that? What happens? He builds a tiny house in the middle of an island. Like, they're not going to, They take the gold, and what are they going to do with it?
Gold leaf everything with the gold from Fort Knox.
Right.
Make more gold toilet bowls, I
It's a
guess.
story. It's a
For the
story to
king.
show
The
you
king
off.
needs his crown after all.
Yeah.
Because he's declared himself the king. King is shit.
Yeah. And, and again, these illusions of grandeur are also, you can connect them to having some, frontal lobe damage. It's not getting better. Remember, like everybody did illness and mental health issues on this man, and they didn't go away. They're still there, and it's getting worse.
Yeah. Well, as people get older, they tend to get more set. They either open up to spirit and they become more light, or they close down and become more their personality.
Yeah. And I'm sure he thinks he's a king. I'm sure they tell him he's one just to
Yeah.
shut him up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he certainly had some past life where they took all his stuff and now he's coming back for vengeance or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's okay. Let him think that. We do that with people that have dementia and Alzheimer's. My mom thought, and this was very calming for her, she thought that she worked at the facility
The nursing home.
she
Yeah.
was in. She said, they let me stay here. I just have to pour coffee. I'm like, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, they let me stay. I just work here now. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yeah. Yeah. You're the king, buddy. Yes. Mm-hmm. Here, I'll get that Burger King, cardboard thing and put it on his head in the morning when he's eating his cereal, I'm sure.
It's I don't watch, I certainly try to avoid watching him as much as I can, but every now and again I'll see when he's signing these things. He always has those two guys next to him. Who are those guys? You're going to sign this now, and they're all got their suits, like their Italian suits. I'm like, who are these guys?
So they're probably his Secret Service bodyguard people.
No, I think they're probably some sort of,
yeah. And Jay Weaver says, oh no, my mom was the same way. Yeah. You cannot change their reality by trying to redirect them to the future. That will get them very upset. So you just kind of, is there any sort of benign kind of thing like that, is
you just agree to it. You just say, okay.
Agreeable. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. If there's a monster in the basement or under the bed or something that seems threatening, you just say, okay, I'm going to take care of it. And I would I get up and I'd walk away and I come back. I'm like, I know it's gone now. I took an action to pretend like I did something.
Right.
So I talked to the nurse. This is not going to happen again. Everything's fine. They're going to call me. And just to abate the fear. All the time. All the time.
I think they built a replica of the Oval Office in a mental institution. Trump would be just fine.
Yeah. I don't think he really appreciates what he's doing, or he's honestly, it doesn't.
It's hard to know because sometimes he feels sometimes you watch him and he seems very perplexed, and other times he seems, unless it's just the way they're cutting it and filming it and they have to film it over and over again, he does seem like he's in charge. I mean, it's kind of weird. And it sort of struck me, I think it was today, where I was like, God, he really, I guess, is the president right now. I don't know. It's it doesn't compute in my mind, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's best I don't compute all that stuff in my head.
Yeah. It seems to me he's just slower in response, and he has a bigger window between words. That is starting to move apart. He doesn't rattle off as much. Yeah. And what he's saying Does make
Well,
sense.
some of it is nuts. So definitely some of it is nuts. Yes, Sherry, eclipse season is coming, and this eclipse, he's an eclipse baby. He's a full moon lunar eclipse baby. And
Yeah.
when they have full moons, lunar eclipses, those people usually get hit pretty hard. And his nodes are square, the nodes. So he has like a nodal like this across in the chart. The other person who has
Which is also very challenging. But
the other person who's an eclipse baby is the Christian guy. What's his name? The porn guy, the Christian porn guy. Oh, that could be any number of them. Johnson. Johnson. You know how he watches what his son they self-report on their porn to each other.
Johnson.
Yeah, Mike Johnson. You didn't hear all that stuff when he first.
No, no.
It was
Oh, no.
the son he adopted, the black son he adopted. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, he's an eclipse baby as well, and this is this whole eclipse thing, and Mercury going retrograde, and the Ides of March, and all of that is happening when they're supposed to. I don't know how they're going to pass any kind of resolution. I don't know how they're going to be able to do that. I think they're going to shut the government down.
I don't think that they should use that as the sort of threat or default of trying to maintain this chaos, because that's just going to make it worse.
I mean, they might have actually had a chance if they didn't do this whole Doge thing. I think like they might have had a better chance of passing some of that stuff, but now I can't imagine it's going to be easier for them.
Somebody asked about Vance. Truly.
He's a turd. He is a stinky old turd. He's like a cow patty that you've fallen. You're like, oh, I fell in the cow patty. Oh, shit.
He doesn't even like the whole team is just a bunch of clowns. Honestly, they're inarticulate. They're clearly, not doing well publicly speaking. Hexeth was publicly drinking, right? Like, bro, that's gin.
Well, what's his name's high on ketamine. The other guy is drinking vodka as he's talking to the, and the Europeans. So if there's anybody on this call from another country, you guys know it's not us. I know you guys know it's not us, and I still feel impelled to say, I'm sorry, world. These guys are idiots. Sorry to say, it's true.
So for Vance, I got the 9 of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
She's got holding her pentacles there. The 9 of Cups.
Oh, so he's getting what he wants, huh?
Something. Knight of Wands.
Okay.
An announcement.
Perhaps. Yeah.
And the contract. The Lovers. Ace of Swords on the bottom.
It's just all so creepy. They're all so creepy. Not a single like.
He's getting slashed or cashed.
Oh.
Right?
Oh yeah, Moscow Mitch announcing his exit. Stage left. The stage right is more like it.
Yeah, thanks, Mitch. You're 83.
Thanks, Mitch, for fucking everything up and now leaving.
You fucking.
You should have left.
Right?
Should have left a while back, but
Yeah. Oh, now he's like, now you're gonna bail. Now you're like, yep.
Yeah.
See, really?
But he did pay. I think he did say yes to Cash Patel, which I was surprised because he said no to the other two.
Yeah, because he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, you want to screw it up? Let's really screw this up. Sure, bring him in. I'm a lame senator. He's just riding out his time now.
Well, yeah, practically, I'm dying, and if he makes it out, he could just drop dead, I guess.
The only one he didn't vote for was a RFK Jr.
I don't think he voted for Tulsi either.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at him.
Yeah,
You
and then
know,
I saw Tulsi, and it's kind of exactly what I thought it was with her. She's like all glassy eyed, and she's like, he's gonna be the peace president, and blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my god. And I can understand, like, in a way where she comes from, but I think she's totally delusional with her Cruella de Vil hairdo.
yeah, that's a little weird. Um, the person who is supposed to dismantle the Department of Education, she didn't even answer a question.
I
She
don't
just
think
said,
she's.
I'll look into that.
I
I'll look
mean,
into
my
that.
question would be, how many students have you taught?
I'll look into that.
I would say none, because she's not a teacher. She's not in education.
You know, maybe not. I'll look into that. Like that was all she said the whole time.
Yeah,
Like,
because she doesn't know anything. She's not lying. Don't they do that stuff under oath? She can't say, "Oh, I know what I'm going to do," because she doesn't know what she's going to do. It's ridiculous.
as Christine said, is Tulsi on ketamine now too? And when I think about that rampant use of antidepressants, anti-anxiety, short acting, long acting, addictive, highly addictive, non-addictive, they're all on something.
I don't. Well, I no. I think Tulsi is a kind of a true believer. Like she'll fall into that sort of cult mentality. You know.
Yeah, maybe she just smokes weed.
I saw a commercial with Christy Nome. Oh my God. These people.
Warning immigrants to self-deport. This isn't even like, you know, I think, was she the one that said she's going to turn Illinois red? Is she new? Is she one of the, like the newer people that came to Earth?
Who said they're going to turn Illinois
Yeah,
red?
there was a thing. It might have been part of the CPAC thing.
Oh,
Something.
was it Christy Nome said that? Who said that? I'm sorry.
Maybe it was. I don't know. I'd have to look. But I heard that. I saw that, and it was one of those blonde, like Barbie clones that I don't know who's who right now.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
they all have that look.
I don't know who's the secretary. I don't know, but there's all like these little Barbie clones going around, and it was one of them that said, you know, turning Illinois into a red state. And I'm like, not even like, it was Lara Trump. Somebody said, Cindy said it was Lara Trump. Yes, one of the blonde clone girls.
Yeah, talking about the isn't ketamine illegal, and what does RFK want to get rid of psych meds?
Well,
yes, if OCDs could die without medications. I know.
This is very, very serious, and I'm really glad that I'm not part of working in psychiatric medicine anymore, because I think the adults were under medicated during crisis. There were just, the doctors are just worried that there's going to be litigation, and they under medicated these patients, and it was very dangerous there.
Yeah. And it's not going to, it's not going to be, I mean, just like
a crisis. Yeah.
Yes, being in an institution or a place where these people are medicated, they don't have option to their medication. It's
right. If he was smart, he would say something like, we can try and start offering complementary medicine to the mental health division and look at, are we over prescribing?
Oh, they're definitely over
prescribed, but they like, also, you know, acupuncture and biofeedback and meditation, like
past life regression therapy. Past life regression therapy. You know, working out your trauma. understanding your trauma, but I don't see that. It's like
Right.
taking stuff away without putting something in to help
Right.
support, right? Yes, I know.
If that's the objective, is to pull meds because you think they're overprescribed, what are you doing to replace that?
Right.
Nothing, so it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. And it's really hard for these people to even stay on medications when they're on them. And that's why there's a lot that has been done for these folks that are long acting one-time injections. So they get like a shot once a month or once every 3 months, and they're more compliant with that than taking 16 pills every day.
Mm.
So develop something where people have that kind of option. Everybody has that kind of option. After failing a course of or taking the oral medication, this can be offered to you. Don't pull it. It's really crazy, and I can't. It's already so bad. It's already so bad because the funding that COVID offered during that time in healthcare has dissolved. It's gone. So there's a lot of people in healthcare who went into it expecting this incentivization, and now it's not there. So people are leaving, and it's going to be hard getting quality people.
Well, and then if we have another outbreak of something,
And we
which of
will.
course we will, because they're not doing anything. They're not paying attention, or they're firing people who could give us the information.
Right. We will, because there always was. During Obama, there was an Ebola outbreak. It was handled appropriately.
Right.
COVID was novel, but it wasn't handled appropriately. The next one, if we don't know about it ahead of time, will not be handled appropriately.
Well, we know about it. It's called bird flu.
Yeah, they found it in rats.
Yeah, it's doing that species jump. It's in cows, it's in birds, and then I think it did go into humans already. I don't know if it was more than one person, but
there have been some people that work in like plants that have gotten sick, and I think there's only been like one death, or this is what I've heard, and that would be somebody who is like severely compromised.
Right. Who works maybe in the industry. Yeah.
Yes, there are outbreaks of measles. Measles is a virus. Yes. We all know how viruses work.
Yep, measles, and in I think in Louisiana, they said if you don't want to, they just passed a thing where if you don't want to give your kids vaccines, you don't have to.
Then those kids should have an option to go to school remotely.
Well, we'll see what happens. Because Alabama is they take care of their people so well in Alabama.
Right. But the measles is a virus, and we know viruses will replicate so they can cover a bigger base. So if they're already in this territory where there's partial herd immunity, there's no herd immunity if people aren't getting vaccinated, it will up itself, right? It will replicate to make a greater protein that we are not immune to. That's how viruses work. We know this. We know COVID. We know what it did. The initial spike protein was deadly, and after that, it wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
You feed a feral cat and you worry about her stuff. Yeah, feral cats honestly have a short lifespan just because of the nature of how they live. It's definitely something that I'm lucky with Giblets. He doesn't eat poo, but Cannoli did.
Mm. Boo used to love going around finding little Scooby snacks all over the yard. Deer poop was one of his favorites. I'm like, stop eating the poop.
And that is one way that can transmit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Sherry said we got vaccines when we were kids. Pluto and Virgo generation. What was the vaccine that they put inside the candy and the oral one? Was it polio?
Polio, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was oral polio.
The
I
doctor
have my smallpox thing on my leg. They did it on my leg, where a lot of people had it on the arm. I have one on my leg.
I have one on my arm. I had one on my leg. That's where I got my basal cell cancer, on my vaccination site on my leg. My thigh, not my leg. Yeah. The doctor had a jar of spice drops in his office, and you got to pick out which one, and he injected it and you ate it. Like, that was the thing. Right? Remember that? Oh my God.
I remember being in line and getting the rubella umbrella.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we eliminated. Tony's asking where Giblets. Giblets is sleeping on the couch. I could turn the camera around and show you Giblets sleeping on the couch.
Usually he's more vocal, but he was able to go out today for a little bit of a walk, right?
Yesterday we went out. Today we went out. I had to get him out of the house. That's part of his problem, was just not, it was too cold outside. And I'll turn the camera around and show you Giblets before we're done sleeping on the couch. And I wanted him to be quiet tonight. So we went for as long a walk as we could, because it was really windy down there. And this is what he does usually, unless, he's awake. If I'm paying attention to him, it's not a problem. When I'm not, he's really jealous.
Yeah, that's that toddler thing. That toddler thing.
He's going to be 11.
Yeah, but they're like toddlers. They don't really grow up out of that. You know what I mean? Like, especially, I think Frenchies especially, because they're kind of spoiled.
Oh, he's spoiled for sure.
Yeah. Either that or every Frenchie I've ever met had a past life as some sort of royalty. So it's possible.
Unbelievable. This week is going to be really interesting, starting tomorrow's Mars Direct. I haven't even looked so far ahead to think about what I have to do outside my own personal business.
Well, Mars Direct in Cancer, right? You have Mars in Virgo.
Yes.
So when it gets up to that degree again, that's going to be a nice that's a nice energy, because it's a sextile.
Yeah.
So it's going to bring in opportunities and mentally stimulating and conversation and data and stuff like that. So that's good.
Good.
This Mars retrogrades on my son. My son is at 12 of Cancer. So I was born, my birthday is July 3rd, and of course the United States is July 4th. So usually what happens to America and on some level hits my chart as well. I actually have Saturn on my moon right this week. It's going to be exact.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. That this time only one hit. Last time 30 years ago was 3 hits, and it was really hard. It was really hard.
You know what's nice though? The awareness and picking up on your intuitive ability to divert things that just seem like, okay, this was coming. This was going to happen. Let's figure this out. Right?
Yeah. And also I just think, like, back, 30 years ago, when you're dealing with the moon and your feelings and your emotions, I was still pretty unaware of, because I was so aware of everybody's feelings, I wasn't necessarily aware of my own. It's taken me a long time to figure out what is being felt is actually from me. I still sometimes have that problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's talking about RFK. How could he be in charge, being an addict? I think honestly, the whole addiction thing is pretty normalized now. There's
Yeah,
not,
I don't think that's the problem with
yeah.
RFK is his past addictions.
I
I
but
think
I
he's a
think
very I
the
was
use of all the drugs definitely 100% affects the nervous system. It will supercharge aging, memory. Yeah, I've seen it in young
and I
people.
think was he a cocaine addict or was it heroin?
I think opiates, I know he's had overdoses. I know he's been intubated. I know that long-term use is possible for opiates and heroin, but it does affect your mental status.
yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. Yes. Yeah. He does look pretty burnt out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Yeah. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to get going. I'm going to turn the camera around to show you Giblet sleeping on the couch, show you he's okay. He's okay. It's my kitchen. I'm going to take a plant tour one day. You see him there?
oh yes.
I got a
He
stack of
looks like
leather.
a pillow himself. He looks very comfortable over there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a blanket I used to pull up over myself, and it smells like dog now. And it's one of those big ones, it's one of those ones I had on my bed that's like got too old. And I'm like, oh, it'll just be like the couch one. When I wash it, I have to use like the big machine.
Yeah. So it'll smell like dog for a little bit before you have to wash it. You just flip it over. No one's going to know.
That doesn't smell like dog. That's what he's doing. That's what he does. He just sleeps most of the time. You could tell he went for a nice walk and hasn't had any cheese in a week.
Well, guys, I hope this little get together was a little helpful, brought a little light into we're really in dark days, and we have to find the light where we can find the light. And count your blessings every morning, even when everything is dark. Just the things that you have, the things that you've had, the experiences that you've had, it's all brought you to this place. We are the people we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
And we're amassing now. We're amassing. And for those who have been awake for a really long time, we just have to wait for people to catch up. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't unawake.
No. Once you're up, you're up. And more people are waking up.
Yeah.
They cannot stop. Whatever they try to do, they cannot stop it.
All righty, guys. Love ya. We'll see you in the morning.
Take care, everyone. Namaste. Take care of yourself this week.